All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about buying rental properties in 2023. By the end of this video, you'll know absolutely everything you ever need to know about how to buy a rental property to build your wealth, build your cash flow, get passive income. And we'll talk about what we do, how it works for us, what you can do, where you can start looking. It's our desire on this channel for you to become a real estate investor. If you're watching our channel, if you've given the video a like and you've smashed the subscribe button for us and you've become part of our community, you know that we invite partnerships here and we expand our business through partnering with people who are becoming real estate investors. And that can mean anyone from someone who's just starting out and you're working a minimum wage job, which you hate, and you don't want to continue doing that. So let's assume you've chosen your way, that you want to invest in stuff. Where are you going to find these properties in 2023? Some avenues have opened up that weren't available to us as real estate investors over the last several years. The real estate market has absolutely been on fire for, well, since COVID, right? Like I think things have just kind of massively run up in value all over the country. 2023, we keep expecting to have this kind of downturn, and it is happening. We're seeing in certain markets, it's happening quicker than in others. But there are some avenues and ways that you can look for real estate this year that sort of didn't exist or were much harder to find in years past. Tax deed sales are going to probably have a real surge in the amount of properties that are going to go to tax deeds. So what happens is that in good times, people are able to pay all of their expenses. In bad times, when they're losing their jobs or when the market shifts and the house becomes worth a little bit less and they need to allocate funds elsewhere, that necessitates that they don't pay something, and taxes often get forgotten. And that's a big no-no. If you don't pay your taxes, the government will get your house. So I think that tax deed sales are a great place to be looking for rental properties in 2023. Bank-owned properties, for all of the same reasons that tax deeds and foreclosure sales are going to kind of have this resurgence, I think also you're going to see banks that have real estate owned. They're desperate to get this stuff off of their books. So I would start to look for lists, and they used to be prevalent even 5 or 6 years ago in Puerto Rico. When we came here to the island, there was lists from every bank. They were longer than my arm, and they've dried up, and we're starting to see them gradually come back. And so in a down economy, the bank doesn't want to own real estate. That's not their business. And so when they get too much real estate owned, they have to sell it. So I think that this is an opportunity, guys. This is an opportunity in 2023 that likely didn't exist in 2022. And you're probably going to see these bank-owned properties being sold at bigger and bigger discounts as the economy sort of gets worse and worse, especially if banks keep failing. Then 100% anything the banks own, any asset they own, they're going to be looking to liquidate it because they're not in the real estate business. They're not in the business of owning these assets. They're in the business of lending. And if they get too much hard assets on their books, it will trigger a big problem for them. And it's one of the reasons that many of the banks failed back in 2008. They had too much real estate owned. So they just went through that lesson. They're not going to let it happen again. You don't have to pay for these lists, guys. This costs you nothing. There's plenty of ways for you to find great real estate deals wherever you may be. Look for banks that get heavy on the assets owned on the books and start making them offers, and you'll find bargain prices that you can then value add invest into, get them up to their highest and best use, get them rented out, and build yourself some great cash flow. So let's talk about one bonus. I didn't have this on the list, but as I was talking through this stuff, I was thinking about this. You guys are out there, you want to be real estate investors, and this is a unique way that you can buy properties in 2023 that I think is going to become, again, easier and easier as the economy gets worse and worse. And that's buying houses subject to existing mortgages. So sellers have recently gone out and borrowed money at very good interest rates, but for whatever reason, maybe they had to move, maybe they got a divorce, maybe they lost a job, they're in trouble and they need to sell their properties. They don't have a big long line of buyers, so they're going to start to look for real estate investors that can come over, and you can negotiate to take over their existing mortgages and pay them the difference in their equity. And so that'll provide you something that can cash flow and you can find things in 2023 that are going to cash flow, that you can make rental properties. So guys, if you like what you're hearing, if you like the content and you want to reach out to us, if you're interested in partnering with us, or if you just want to communicate with us and get to know us, send me an email at theflipflopflipperpr@gmail.com, theflipflopflipperpr@gmail.com. Hey, give me a like on the video, and then in the comments, tell me if you agree with me. Tell me if you think I hit on some key points. Is there something that I should add? Did I miss something? Let me know, guys. Let's have some interaction. We love that, and we'll see you on the next one.